The thing I respect most about Brad is he's got dual citizenship. He's been successful at the college level, but also at the professional level. And at the college level, you're responsible for your talent. In other words, you're recruiting the people that you're coaching. At the professional level, you're dealt your talent, much like most high school situations. So you have to make use with what you have. So Brad's going to share his philosophy around how he navigated both of those. He's going to begin with Butler.
I sat down and thought, you know, this is pretty simple what it's really all about. I mean, we're going to try to recruit to our values, which was the foundation of our pyramid, a base of character. We're going to make sure that we prepare as well as we can and do that day to day and not change depending on how we feel or what happened yesterday or a winning streak or a losing streak. And then we're going to perform as well as we can, and then the results take care of themselves. Like in the point that I was trying to make to our players, and I still use a form of it here, is that, you know, you focus too much of your time and attention on the results, you're in trouble. And so the most important thing was to focus on the process that helps you get there.
And the pyramid made sense for Brad because it was graphic representation on how he spent his energy. Each level you go up on the pyramid, what happens? The space gets smaller. Think back to the human versus sport issues. Where did all the sticky notes go to? The human side. So is it any wonder that the foundation of what Brad built at Butler is based on character? Now, he did say there was one addition you could make to the pyramid.
You could probably put a huge base below it that says talent, because ultimately you have to have talent to win, and there's a minimum level of talent to be able to even survive. But all of those things, when considering equal talent, really add up.
And they added up for Brad. He was the youngest coach to appear in back-to-back national championship games. That gave him an opportunity to move on to the Boston Celtics. And here are the first 4 years in Brad's tenure. What do you notice? Progress. So did the Celtics, which is why after year 3, they offered him a contract extension. The next day, at his press conference, this was his quote. He said, "It's an honor to be a member of the Boston Celtics. We'll continue striving for growth in pursuit of Banner 18. Let's take a look at the first part of this sentence. What's the difference between the word member and coach? Coach suggests authority. Member suggests that you're a part of something, which speaks to Brad's humility. And you have to have that humility if you're going to coach people that are more powerful than you. Let's take a look at the second part of this. We'll continue striving for growth in pursuit of Banner 18. I asked Brad, why did he include striving for growth? Here's what he said.
Because to me, that's what it's all about. Because it doesn't, you know, even if we're fortunate enough to someday achieve that 18th banner for the Celtics, the next day we're going to be pursuing 19. So ultimately, it's about getting better, and it's, you know, that's been a fun way to live as a coach, because no matter what, whether you're not having a very good season, you're going through a tough time, or you're really rolling, you're going through a good time, you're just focused on the next day and trying to be a little bit better.
And when you focus on growth, that's where you get your emotional consistency from. Now, it's really hard to do that in Boston. Here's why.
We all know in Boston what we're shooting for. It's what you're playing under, both in this facility and at the practice facility.
When you see that blank banner, it just makes you want to go harder, it makes you want to practice harder. You want to be the reason why it's filled in.
The Boston Celtics have done it again.
It's there for a reason. So when you see it, you know why you're doing it every single day.
Now, here's what's interesting. If you go into the arena or into the practice facility, you're going to see a blank banner. That's a visual cue. This is what we're striving for. Now, that's hard sometimes to get collective buy-in when that's the case, because this was the roster when Brad took over, and here's where it is now. So what does that speak to? The turnover in the NBA, right? So if your whole thing is Banner 18, sometimes guys aren't buying into that because they don't know if they're going to be there in 3 weeks, right? So what Brad did for the Celtics is he made it different. There was a why behind the goal. and that was striving for growth. And that was something that everyone could buy into, because regardless of what happened tomorrow, everyone would be better prepared for it. The best organizations I've been around are zoomed into growth, and it's reflected in their daily process.